Get some booms in the chat, everybody, and welcome to this, what can I say, special stream. It's gonna be awesome. We're already 220 people in chat waiting for the special guest that we're having. Not really that special for many of you, but it's gonna be hilarious. And glad to see you all joining in here. Before we start, as normal, if you are new to the channel, do not forget to subscribe. Also, if you are watching on Twitch, hit the follow button on top of the stream. And Patreon, we do have the Text Guide series, a new tournament coming up, the Silver State. So you sign up there if you do want to get the text guides. You can find everything on golfclashtommy.com. And as you can see, I know our friend or our guest here can't see, but I have a new haircut. I feel so handsome, and I could maybe lie and say that I've done this in his honor. It's where can we start? You can see the logotype already on stream, and many of you already know this handsome man and has been watching his stuff. He normally plays some Tour 11, also from time to time some Tour 12. And in my opinion, if I'm going to send someone that needs Tour 11 advice and I don't have it, I send it to him. Because I believe his content is very valuable, and I think he does an excellent job for the community. And I don't really have much to say, so I think we're going to say hello and welcome to the man with the most handsome voice in the whole community, Mr. Ian Ballinger. Welcome, my friend. Glad to have you on stream.
Good to be here. Thank you so much.
Woo! The chat goes wild, hopefully in a little bit when they see you.
The voice of a Greek god is how it's been recently described.
The voice with a what?
The voice of a Greek god.
Greek god, oh my god. And yeah, that I can maybe see that as it boosts your confidence a little bit. Do you say that to people on street as well? I have the voice as a Greek god, or like, how do you handle that?
My reply was, I think the Greek gods speak Greek.
Yeah, that's true. Guys, that's awesome to see so many of you in chat. And once again, be kind to our friend here. As I said, Ian, I've said that to Ian already, but to you in chat, we are going to do our best to try to play some Tour 11, him and I together. And if that doesn't work, we're going to try to play some friendlies. At the same time, I'm going to ask Ian some questions and such. And we are going to do our very best to have a great flow here on this stream. And if you do have any questions for Ian especially, write it in chat and I will maybe put that in.
It's hilarious already.
Yeah, and we are using Skype. Skype isn't a program with the best quality, so if there is a little bit lag with Ian's picture, if it gets a little bit stale or whatever, just see that as you're looking at a very handsome man. Okay, that's how I would look at it. So Ian, I think we should try. Are you ready to maybe try to match up on Tour 11?
Yes.
Good. And we're gonna see if we can match up. And for those of you who may not know, I'm a bit nervous, playing Tour 11 against you, Ian. I don't know you.
I wouldn't worry. I think my nerves are balancing out right now.
Okay, yeah, then that's good. So also, guys, before you may do anything else, go into Ian Ballinger's. I'm gonna say your full name all the time. I actually learned how to pronounce his surname. So it's awesome. So go to Ian Ballinger here on YouTube and subscribe to his channel. Show him some love. He deserves that big time. So okay, how should we do this? We can, as we talk, we have no delay, but the chat has delay. So
yeah,
should I just count to 3 and then we try to match up and.
Yeah, 1, 2, 3, go, and then we go on go.
Yeah, that sounds good. So I say 1, 2, 3, go. No, it's downloading. Sorry, go back. I have a new iPad, ladies and gentlemen, so I haven't loaded the tours yet. So give me just a little sec.
Amateur hour. This is amateur hour. I apologize. Everybody who's ever seen my stream is perfectly used to these kind of things. Not so much here, maybe.
Okay, yeah, I'm so used to have the same iPad, but my iPad does belong now to Mr. Mike Addison. I called the postal office. They said he should have it on Thursday as latest. It was weird to sign it though. This is my first autograph I've ever written.
Oh,
So I felt like I was like calling my mom and like, oh mom, I did my first autograph and such. uh, okay, so and now 3, 2, 1, go. Okay, let's hope we can match up. Otherwise, if we match up to someone else, we can't really back out. That's wrong, I guess.
I've matched it with someone.
You did.
Yeah.
Okay, then that's cool. I'm gonna play another game at the same time then, so I can have something to play. But then I'm gonna give Ian the first quiz, or like you. It seems like I'm talking to you as a third person. Sorry. Like if you would like to explain to the chat, like who is Ian Ballinger? Like if you would like to describe yourself with words.
Well, I'll use the words. So I'm 38. I live with Kimberly, affectionately known on stream as Lady Kim, and we live in Exeter, England. I work in print. Kimmy is a nurse, and we have a little flat in Exeter, and it's lovely. Our life is very nice. So yeah, I've got absolutely no complaints at the moment. Everything seems to be going quite well. In Golf Clash Land, streaming, love, it's all good.
Oh my,
Life right now.
oh my God, being lucky in life and game. That's something to really just, yeah, that's awesome, awesome, awesome to hear. But for those of you like myself that doesn't really know where Exeter is, or do you say that? I only heard it last being like a Division or League Two football team or something like that when I was very interested in football. But where is that compared to, let's say, London or something like that?
It's southwest England, and it is about 4 hours from London, depending on where you're going. But it's nice. It's kind of rural. It's a little city with about 200,000 people.
Mm.
And so small place, quite studenty as well. So it's a bit of a student town with a big university, and when the students are gone, then the town is very different.
Okay, yeah, that's
Nice place, very very nice.
yeah. Like I've been in a couple of play. I've been in London a couple of times. That's why like I try to use that as a reference. But otherwise, that's kind of where you go. In I guess Sweden wise. I'm just gonna move that one up here. Yeah, you said that already. You did you did work in print, or what did you say you did do for a living?
Yeah, so I'm an account manager or sales for commercial print. So for companies that are looking for business stationery, magazines, literature, books. We do a lot of self-published people. It's like a small little printer. Loads of good kit, loads of good people, and a very enjoyable place to be. I've been there for just over 6 months, and I am delighted with the move. It's fantastic. So yeah, a lot of love for that place, definitely.
Nice to hear.
Oh yeah, it's so nice. Like wanting to go to work is a very special feeling, and not everyone gets to enjoy that. So yeah, I do feel very lucky because I thoroughly enjoy my job and I love going to work. So that's a good thing.
How is it like normal hours? Like what kind of
Yeah,
like 8 to 5 or 8 to 4 or I don't know.
yeah, 8 to 1, a little bit quirky and makes it a very enjoyable place to be, definitely. And they've got the whole eco thing going on, so they're a bit more um, just mindful of the environment and stuff. And I'm a little bit of a hippie, so I like those things.
Yeah, nice, nice. Glad to hear. I'm gonna see here. I'm just. Yeah, Oh shit. I'm gonna do like. I'm just gonna do like this actually. My friend. Like, see if. I'm just gonna shut that one down.
Oh, it's back. It's back.
Is it back? Yeah, I'm just gonna do actually something else instead. Okay. Just give me a sec here. We're just gonna take that one. So we are back again, right?
Yeah.
Good. I'm just gonna, guys, I'm sorry, I'm just gonna add something else here. We're gonna have a change here, Ian. I'm just gonna put up a little video here instead, because it's my gonna put this up one here for you guys. It's gonna be the highlight from me playing in minus 34 in the Drummer Links tournament that we did have. So we just, it's you know, I have ordered a new computer. I just have to tell you all that. So it's the problem with the shoppy part with the stream is when I connect my tablet. Really, that's the problem. So we're just gonna do that, Ian, instead. And we're just gonna put that replay up, and
Okay.
we're just gonna try to. Otherwise, we're gonna have problems. So sorry, guys, and yes, we are all back. The apology. You will have to see the replay there that we do have. I'm gonna put some other videos up, and I'm gonna still continue, you know, doing. Oh my God! I just read my third question I have on the. Oh, this is gonna be nice. Okay, so how come people see, like, how come people think you have such a beautiful voice?
It's just because I'm from a nice part of the world. So I was brought up in a nice area where people don't really have a strong accent, so I don't really have an accent. And it's not posh, it's just I don't really have an accent, so to people that have an accent it sounds posh, but it isn't posh. It's just.
But what is posh? Like, I've never heard that. It's that
Type
of an accent.
I'm not speaking like an MP, or like, people who do speak with a very posh accent or dialect, or I'm just normal, but I don't have an accent because I'm from the middle of the country, but I'm not from a place that has a strong accent. So by chance, I talk like this, which is good for me because a lot of people like this, which is good.
I love that answer. That honestly, that was hard question with a great answer, right, guys? And I would have to say, like, for me as a Swede, I think English has is a very good accent in itself. Sure, there might be probably accents and stuff like that all over the place, like we have in Sweden. I live in southern part of Sweden, and people that live in the northern part of Sweden call us Danish, because they obviously don't know how to speak Swedish up there. But like, as we are so close to Denmark, they call us Danish instead. So it's okay. Oliver says it's posh. With I love it.
Excellent.
Now, guys, once again, just walk over to, not walk, but navigate yourself over to Ian's channel. Give him a sub. We are having this little, like, Tommy Meets. I'm going to have a guest every month is the plan, and Ian was he said yes. I guess he's going to. He has one. One thing he's going to choose between. That's gonna determine if he's going to be here one more time or not. We're gonna get to that in the end, so that's gonna be funny. Okay, do we have any? I'm trying to see the chat and stuff, but we're gonna go to. Okay, Ian, do you play any sports? Do you like any sport or something like that?
I like all the sports. All the sports. I'm like one of those people that when the Olympics is on, I find myself watching the judo at 6 o'clock in the morning, or the diving, or something that I never ever watch because I just love sports. So I follow Tottenham Hotspur Football Club. I follow the Yorkshire Bears cricket team. Massive England cricket fan. Cricket is my all-time passion. I play cricket during the summer months for the Countess Weir cricket team. Represent. Love you, boys. And I've played cricket since I was like 13, so that's my big playing sport. Though I do like playing Racket sports, badminton, tennis,
Yeah,
left-handed at everything, batting, bowling, rackets.
yeah. There
Apart,
were
actually, I play golf right-handed, but that's the only thing.
there was only one wrong thing with that. That was Tottenham, obviously. That's it's like that. It's not as bad as
Oh,
Manchester United and such, but it's not good either. But like for me, that I love sport as well. But cricket, I have the only thing that I can see sometimes is like 110 to 2. Like I have no clue how it works, and I think that's the reason why I don't play. But I guess it's because I don't really understand. So what is uh, like how does that work really, cricket wise?
phew, that's a long stream, that one.
Okay, but like give us like you have a guy that kind of jumps a little funny and then throw the arm like
Yeah.
around himself or something,
Okay,
and
so
then
that's one ball, and he will bowl six balls,
uh-huh.
and that's called an over. And then from the other end, another bloke will bowl, or lady will bowl six balls from that end. And so most games are a set number of overs. So it'll be 20 overs per side. So each side will get 120 deliveries effectively, legal deliveries.
Mm.
And then the team will bat first, and the team batting second needs to get one more run than them. If they do, they win. If they don't, they'll lose. And if they tie, they tie.
Okay, yeah, it made a little bit more sense. I think need to watching. It's the same for me as rugby. I guess it's
Oh, yeah.
rugby World Cup now, isn't it? Or am I just I don't know. It's we had the rugby ball. That's kind of why I think it was the World Cup. I don't know, but
It is World Cup. It is right now. And it's in Japan as well. So the matches are in the morning, and that means we can start our days with sport, which is fantastic.
yeah, that like do they? No, is it that might be only football where they close down shops and such, like when it's World Cup, or maybe it's that cricket and rugby and stuff like that as well in England, no?
Nah, football's the only thing that like stops everything working.
Mm. And like if we take Tottenham out of the equation, if you're gonna have to pick a team, like if you get two teams, like if you're gonna pick a team between Liverpool and then Liverpool, which one would you pick, really?
Wouldn't be Liverpool. Option C. What?
Yeah, that is. So we are all gonna leave here knowing that Ian has a little crush on Liverpool as well. That's good. So, yeah.
Oh, Lady Kim just arrived home.
Well, now has she ever entered a stream of yours, or she's like Jennifer, keeping herself, you know?
Kim will hate even to be heard on the stream. She has been heard on the stream numerous times, but when I play it back to her, she doesn't like it. She's not been seen on camera,
Mm.
but we hope, huh? Oh yeah, her arm has when she delivers a drink, and that reminds me, I've got a cup of tea for us both brewing in there.
But did you say that her arm hurts when she brings you a cup of tea, or did I
Her,
just?
her arm has appeared in the stream when she's put.
Ah.
But that's it. And she has done one impression, and I think Lady Kim has more to offer the stream in future months. But it's a work in progress, definitely. But there are definitely people in the chat who feel just because of how we engage that they know her a little bit, and they include her in the conversations like with me as well, and it's lovely.
That's awesome. And I must say, like, no ironic or anything, but like when you speak about her, you can really tell that you really love her. So it's that's.
She's doing this. Oh man! But yes, you can. I love it. You can bring those brews now.
Yeah. Oh my god. Okay. We'll see if you guys and gals in chat, please, if you do have any questions to Ian, let me know in chat. I will try to just bring someone in, obviously, of course he's got funny questions, like I applaud them, but don't go over the line. Obviously that's not gonna be fun. And for those of you watching the stream, watching a highlight from me playing Minor 34 when I played the Drummer Link, I don't even remember the Drummer Links tournament, but Um, so we have a question from Kyle here. Who is Lady Kim's favorite streamer?
That's a very good question. We can just ask her directly. Lover, who's your favourite streamer? Apart from me, behave. As if. But yes, go on, apart from me.
Who are you talking to?
She's such a creep. Whoever I'm talking to.
Yes! Oh my god, 1-0.
Oh, I'm talking to Tommy.
Yeah, I like Tommy.
She likes Tommy.
Thank you, Jimmy. Much love back. Yes. Oh my god. And that was Kai, nice question. Like
That's
that.
a very good first question, yes.
Yeah, we can actually take one more here. Ian, I want to know more about your logo. Honestly, I want to know that as well, to be honest.
Okay, so Kyle, who asked the first question, is a big part of this because he was the one who, during one particular round, when I was needing a perfect ball, said, "Rainbow's out for a perfect," and the rainbows filled the chat, and I dropped the shot. So the rainbows on the chat have been there ever since for symbolizing the hitting of perfect ball, and then just bringing the rain for those ones where it was one of those dodgy conversations that went awry, where we talked about getting moist, and then the emojis came, and that was another theme that just carried on, and the towel as well. You know, people talking about the moisture coming and all the different wet emojis. So when it came to be a logo, I just wanted something nice and simple, and they were the two emojis that people are using in reference to the stream, and I just thought it made a bit of sense to just do something simple and leave it. I wasn't really bothered about any of that stuff. As you can see, you know, I haven't. This kind of came by accident. So it started off as a little channel that, you know, I had 10 people there and we were just having a nice time. And then all of a sudden it's people saying, "What are you doing for your 1,000 subs?" And it's like, no, I've got this little channel. And it took a while to get on board with what had actually happened, I think. And then, you know, then came investment and a computer and things like needing to sort a logo out and things that hadn't previously been considered. And now they're all there right now. So
yeah, they're cool.
Yeah,
that is like honestly, when it comes to that, I can just remember from myself, you know, where when when people started to drop, you know, ooh, the T-Rex.
T-Rex is out.
I love that mug. Like when people start to drop booms when I drop shots. So, and that's the same for Neo, I think, like with his BAM. And at some point you just find your stuff. That's all, because I didn't know that. I've seen a bunch of rainbows in the chat and such, and interesting. Good questions in chat. Keep them coming, guys. I'm gonna take one for myself. Like, we're gonna go over to the more Golf Clash area here, actually, and I think many Ian here are kind of interested, and I get that question a lot, like how you get into Golf Clash, and I would like to give you that question, like how come you started to play Golf Clash? If you have a story, do tell.
Well, it was just my brother and his friends had started playing, and I think they played for a few weeks and really liked it. So they invited me, and I ignored it, and then they invited me again, and I ignored it. And I'm like, why'd you keep asking me to play golf? Because I don't really play phone games. I don't really play any games on computers and things like that. So I downloaded it and I enjoyed it, and then, you know, the rest is history. But I think I played for about two maybe 3 months before I discovered the community through your videos, and then I went into Golf Clash Elite, and then I became, you know, a bit more aware of the game, and that was good times. That was I think in the May 17 that I discovered the community. So very different place, very different game, but good.
I must say, you know, that's the community has changed so much. Like, I remember the Golf Clash Elite was based. There was Golf Clash Elite and Golf Clash. I think it was Golf Clash Clubhouse.
Clubhouse, yeah.
Yeah, if I'm not mistaken. And for some reason, there was two 6,000 people group having arguments with each other. I remember it was and such.
I remember.
Yeah, that was like so silly. But you know, now the community is a little bit different. Obviously, I have my group, Golf Clash United. If you haven't joined there, guys, do that. We also have the 19th hole that we do have as a Golf Clash group. And obviously there is Golf Clash Elite also still. There is also a lot others Golf Clash groups for sure. But I wanted to have here as well a special mention to the 19th hole, actually. That is a very good Golf Clash group in my opinion. But like when we're talking about the community, and what does the community mean to you, if you understand that question?
I do. And well, like I say, I've not played games before, and I've not experienced a community of any description in a gaming sense before. So it was a surprise. But now it's something else again, because 2 years down the line, there's friends that I've made here that I've known for a very long time. And now it's so much more like real life, because these are people that we've known and been friends with for a long time.
Have you had the pleasure to meet anyone in real life yet?
No, not like from the community. I've met people that play Golf Clash, but I've not met anyone that I've arranged to meet because it was a Golf Clash meetup or something like that. But yeah, I encounter people that play the game, but I would like to, that I would love for an event to happen. I think there's an appetite for it. I think there's enough people to put on an event in Europe and an event in America. And I would love that to happen because, there's a lot of people that have made many friends here that are, I say it all the time. It doesn't matter who you are. If it was Tommy Lofferberg with 50,000 subs or someone who's just started playing the game, no one cares. No one in our real life wants to hear about this game. They hate it. They're so sick of hearing about this game. They want nothing to do with it. So everyone, from the biggest to the smallest who play the game, need this community. They need it to be healthy and a vibrant place where they can enjoy to be, because no one cares. And so everyone's in the same boat. So we might as well enjoy it.
Yeah, I couldn't have said it better myself. Like, have you ever been in a position where I can just relate to? I sometimes wanted to play when I'm in bed, maybe have a movie on, to just relax, and then Jennifer comes and she doesn't slide down in the bed as smooth as I want to. So she kind of, like, as I say, jumps like a frog. So I missed that perfect shot, and that's kind of like is that a situation that has occurred for you at any point? Like, or
yes,
yeah?
Yes, and nothing can be said because I'm the grown man playing a computer game, right?
Yeah.
No one made me do anything. And so, you need to make sure that you're just playing in the right environment when you can. And if anything goes wrong, no one cares. Remember that. No one cares. Right. No one cares you hit a great ball, or if they were responsible or had anything to do with it. So don't even mention it. It's not worth it.
It's too right. Like, and the only thing we can think of, like, when we have that Sunday evening when we play and we hit that great ball, oh my God, the last 6 days has been for nothing. And like, even though like it could happen all the fun stuff as well, but when we play, it's funny. Like it's nice to hear you talk about the community. Community is why we do this. Like, we help players to become better players based on community's feedback and what the community wants and such. And I have I'm 100% sure that the friends that's been made through this game, I know for me myself, I would not be doing this if it wouldn't be for the friends and the community in itself. Would never happen. So guys and gals in chat, we're just honest here. So even though it's you mean a lot to each and every streamer and content creator, I would have to say, not just for us two.
Yeah. I will just say on the great balls though.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like there is, because I'm partial to a great ball. You know, we matched up on your stream on Sunday, and on hole 7, I hit a great drive and then a great chip for the eagle. It has become known very recently, if you drop the eagle or Alba with a great left, as a Ballinger. And multiple streamers have already said, I dropped the Ballinger.
Oh, that's...
So the great left drop is just now, some people call a Ballinger, which, you know, you don't necessarily want to be named after a bad shot, but it's also absolutely hilarious. So
first time I hear that, but yeah, you did definitely pull Ballinger there on that one. It made me, you know, first time, always when we hit great, it's like, oh, like you kind of, the energy goes out and like the life is crap, and then when it gets in, it's like you just want to start that booby dance and go just wild. It's such a nice feeling. There was a question in chat, Ian, there for both of us, I would have to say. Like there was, I don't remember who it was, but that asked us if there would be like a meet and greet or like a meetup in USA, would we both come? I will leave that to you first to answer.
Yes, without a doubt.
Yeah, yeah.
Without a doubt. Because, you know, I would go. Because I would go.
Yeah.
And if it was somewhere really cool, Lady Kim would go. But as I already saw Chris post up there, if it was somewhere just to stand in a dark room with my imaginary Golf Clash friends, she would not go.
We had this one with the Swedish guys when that was a blast. But that was also like, you know, we were in a conference room at a hotel. You know, it was maybe not the best smell in the world in there, and we just played, and the only thing we talked about was just playing, and yeah, that was not maybe a wife or like a girlfriend environment, but just for me to answer that as well, I would love to come. I am looking personally at trips to the United States to get there. But I would love, obviously, for Golf Clash to host something there. I think that would be awesome. And obviously, you know, if you would go there, Ian, you know, I don't think if I want to travel from Sweden, I need to travel to London and then take the plane from there to get there. And then I guess we wouldn't be sober on the plane. But that's another story. That's definitely another story. You know, obviously, like, there is a lot of people making content and stuff, Ian. Like, is there anyone particular? It doesn't have to be anyone that has made content, but is there anyone that has helped you that little extra in the game that made you get over that little hump as new player or as, you know, experienced player? Is there anyone that has made that impact to your game?
Oh, wow. I mean, at the moment, there's so many people, and you must have this as well, where you're inundated with messages with shots.
Yeah. Yep.
you don't ask for it, and people just say, look at this amazing shot. And sometimes I use that shot because it's absolutely amazing. But there's so many people, too many to mention. But at the very start, so, you know, the streaming community was tiny. There was you and Nicholas, and then Dylan set up that Hillbilly series. Now, I was consuming all of the streams, but the Hillbilly series, where it was like he started from zero, no money account. It was a free to play, Road to Glory, whatever. You know, it was the first thing of its kind like that. And that was the one where, because I didn't understand. So to follow, it was more of a guide, and it was I was just following him through. I was just behind that level, so I was at Tour 6 and Tour 7 and racing through them. So Dylan, and the funny thing was, in my I think it was the first tournament of my stream, Dylan showed up, and and I had to drop this dunk from like miles away. And I had to do this dunk in front of Dylan, and it was so nerve-wracking. And there was only about 15 people in there because it was one of my first streams.
Yeah.
Um, but yes, as far as like that tricky period where it was to help through, and really to give understanding of the game. But I was consuming all the streams at every opportunity because there was so few of them, and I was desperate to learn more about the game because I knew that I had some skill, but I didn't. I just, it was all a bit misplaced. You were guessing things, you didn't understand things, you were using your experience, but it was still guesswork. And then you actually had the video with the rings with Kyle Saxing and the rings 1.0 that was then developed and updated. But that kind of stuff, the stuff where all the people involved, the early pioneers were developing the game and the understanding of the game that has continued to this day. I mean, that all filters down, whether or not one person impacted you directly or not. But for me, Dylan in that very early phase was incredible.
Yeah, and to just build on that for Dylan, I also remember that. And I would have to say, I know there was, for those of you that are from the old days, it was a guy called George Daniel Rees that was the first one getting out with this type of ring system type of thingy. But the first one that really got that one to like not to work, but like used it in a very positive way was Dylan. He and I might not didn't get along at some point and stuff. That doesn't really matter. He was an excellent player back then, and he did a lot when it comes to that. He might was a little bit too early for people. I think that if he would be, he was like, as when you are first and trying to teach, like when you are one of few people knowing one way of playing, and then all of a sudden gonna teach people that had no clue. That's super tough. I remember when I watched the ring system first, I was like, dude, come on, what's this? Like, I'm not gonna play. This is just gonna destroy my game. And here I am with 0.2 extra rings and stuff like that, and like being just not making a fool of myself, obviously, but in the end, just trying to understand the game better and do better. So I was interesting. That was not the one that I thought we was gonna pick. I didn't obviously to just say that to people in chat. I was not expecting you to pick myself. Just leave that to the egoistic thoughts from the chat. But Dylan, actually, when you think about it, that was that's a long time ago. That's very interesting. Like, if we follow that up with another tough question here,
Whoa. Who did you think I was going to say? Come on now.
In the beginning, I thought you were. I honestly, first, I didn't know that you actually were so early in the game as in May 2017. I did.
Well, that was in the community. I started playing in the March.
Oh, I had no clue. No, I was kind of like, I didn't really know which one that you were gonna, because at that point there wasn't that many having. I know I had videos, but I didn't do any instructional videos. Like, I didn't know the win ring system at that point. I could tell you where to play and such, but so that was kind of out of the question. So it kind of was interesting you naming Dylan. Which one was it more that made video? Was RJ as well made some videos? I know he made the first wind ring system videos that people actually learned.
The first wind ring video I saw was on your channel, the video that Kyle did.
Oh yeah, that's true. I forgot about that.
One I saw. I hadn't heard of the wind per ring system before then. I didn't have the appreciation of 1 per ring, 2 per ring for 50, and 3 per ring for 0. I didn't contemplate that. I just kind of moved. I didn't orientate the screen. I just kind of moved the target. No consideration for distance of the club, and sometimes it was bob on, sometimes it was close, and sometimes it was absolutely horrific.
Then that would be my guess, honestly. I know Kyle Saxing had a massive impact, even though he wasn't a content creator. in itself, but he had a massive impact. I know, also a very good guy. You know,
Yeah.
I loved how he with his mustache looked a little bit like Super Mario. You know, it was no, a guy, awesome dude. Yes,
Remember
for
that hole as well, on like one of the really old courses, the par 5, where you bounce it down, and then he just set up that sniper and he just
Yeah.
hit the sniper in for the albatross, and I was just like, I watched it about 20 times, like what? And then you know, all the mistakes, like you say, about trying to put that system in place. And I was thinking, hang on a minute, I used to get 2 yards and now I'm 12. What? This system, it doesn't work.
No, oh my god. Don't we all, guys, you guys in chat as well, haven't you all blamed the win ring system for your losses at some point? It's when oh well, sorry. Yeah, to you guys in chat, I saw a question. Who is this? Who is your friend, Tommy? His name is Ian Ballinger. He's a content creator. Search for his name. It's easiest to do Ian Ballinger Golf Clash. I think that's Ian, right? That's,
I can say hello in here.
yeah, good. So, and when you see him writing in chat, you press his name and you subscribe to his channel. He plays Tour 11 a lot. A very good Tour 11 player, in my opinion. Definitely one of the best on Tour 11, in my opinion. Also plays expert and master tournaments as well on the absolute highest level. So you're gonna not be surprised if you jump on a stream there and see him play good. But most of all, you have a lot of fun on his stream. And that's what it's all about, you know. If you have fun, you're gonna play good. So, and we are doing this little special one, having some replay videos up here on the channel at the moment. We were supposed to play, and I do apologize for that. I have a new computer coming in a couple of days' time. So then everything is gonna be fixed, because it apparently came out to be that my computer couldn't handle the streaming. Because I'm using two screens, I'm using a lot more programs, and then the computer can't handle it, and that's why we're getting the lag when I'm using the reflecting program for my tablet. So yeah, that's good. Thank you, Mark. It's gonna be interesting to see how many subs you got, Ian. I hope you got a ton. And obviously, to all the content creators that are, you know, in there, you know, if you search for Golf Clash, you're gonna see a lot of channels. Subscribe to them. Share the support. You know, the more we are, the more we can learn, you know. That's and the more fun we're gonna have. Okay, so we're gonna jump on now to a question that I do believe is gonna, I think this one is tough, and it's gonna be very interesting to see if you have an answer to this one. If you would name your top 3 players in the game, who would that be?
I would say my top would be based on Masters performance, and I know that many people disagree and think that tour play is a consideration, but I've been 6-2-7-0. I'm not even in the top 500 players in the world, and so I don't consider tour play to be as good a mechanism as tournaments. Personally, that's me. You're interviewing me, and this is my answer. Daniel MacArthur, Tommy Lotherberg, and I'm gonna go with my president, Jimmy James.
Yeah, thank you. First and foremost, I did not expect that. That was very kind of you.
Well, it's the weight of Masters golds. You know, it's undeniable. Consistency at the top over a long period of time is undeniable, like, form for that kind of accolade. And there is no like mechanism for it. And I know, like, you know, players that aren't playing now, like Jason, if he was playing still, then of course there'd be other people up there. But it's the same names at the top.
Jason Lack, right? Right.
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely insane player. My god.
And the same as well, you know, there's many good players that aren't playing the game anymore, but right now it's the same names up there. Austin Beck, of course, you know, you can't ignore all the Masters golds. So it's just anyone with like a big sack of Masters Gold is in that class in my eyes. But yeah, it's just a great period for the game right now, and I think there's so many people learning. And when more people have a knowledge base, then more people can expand on that and develop it further. And that's why you're seeing the scores that you're seeing. There's no setup, of course, that people can't overcome with ball and club combinations that will mean someone is incapable of shooting a 30 or better. And 30 used to be this magic number, and now 30 in Masters division is what you need for a top 10.
Yeah.
And it's just because there's so many players, and many of the good players have got multiple accounts, and fair play to them. To be able to do the same thing on 3 or 4 accounts, it just shows even more skill. Whereas other people think it's shot copying, and it's then copy the shots. Copy the shots. Come and help yourself to a Masters Gold. There was an interesting, a lot of people that are playing Masters level get protective over this accusation of shot copying, and it's all the same, and blah blah. The arguments.
Yeah, I know.
So Jimmy, in response to this, just put out a blanket post that said, if anyone wants to pay $1,000, they'll come into the wolf pack. They'll have access to the shots, everything, all the resources will be available, and you'll get your $1,000 back if you get a banner.
Yeah.
Not a single taker.
No.
So it isn't that. I mean, don't get me wrong; those things really help, but it isn't plug and play. It's execution and consistency to be able to do it when it matters all week, and it's very, very hard when there's so many other people that can do the same.
I agree totally. Like, it would be like when it is the same players up there, it doesn't matter if it's Master, Expert, Pro, or whatever, then they do something different than the other. Like, everyone has access to the same type of stuff. It's gonna, if I take my playthrough for Expert for an example, if I have 2,000 players watching that playthrough, it's gonna be a massive difference with the score, because people play different, people read the notes differently, and everything like that. So I totally agree with that answer. A lot. And guys, what in chat, who do you think is a good player? Doesn't have to be the best, but who do you think is a good player? Who have made an impact in your game? I know I saw a lot of love for Daniel there. Obviously, if not the best in the world, definitely top 2 or top 3 in anyone's book when it comes to tournament play. And that's also, I think I will agree with you there, Ian, as well. If we're gonna rank top 3 tour play, I think that list is gonna be completely different, honestly, because it's a different game to do that. So even if you're a good tour player and don't manage to do well in tournaments, honestly, guys, it isn't really anything to be worried about. It's just like, then you might have to need any practice, on the stuff. So interesting to see what the chat says, but very interesting answer. Got me to, you put the finger on that point with the shot copying stuff. That is a big debate. That people actually believe that if you just copy what someone has done.
Don't misunderstand me. I don't believe that tournaments are the best possible format. I don't. I think tournaments need a huge overhaul, and I think tinkering could make improvements, or a radical overhaul could make massive improvements as far as shaking up the skills that are required. But as we got what we have, then these are the scores and the results that you're going to get. But I still think it could be improved, and it's a shame that they've carried on the same format without anything new for a long time. The mini tournaments would be one thing, but there hasn't been that many of them. Is it just 2 maybe, or 3?
Yeah, two mini tournaments.
So I think they just need to give it a little shake up.
Yeah, that's awesome to see. Thank you guys, everyone, for mentioning me. But that's awesome to see so much love for so many of the content creators, and like it seems to be like many are mentioning content creators and not so many that doesn't make content, but it also is hard, you know, when not
Yeah.
seeing anyone to be honest. Nice to see. Keep them coming, guys. Keep them coming, and also
As well, you know, you need to bear in mind that unless you're in the Champions, not even in the Champions 100, even like the vast majority of people in the Champions 100 don't care about the Champions 100. It's the people in the top 20.
Yeah.
They're the ones that are, you know, it's a bit more of a sport up there where everyone knows everything, you know, sports espionage going on, monitoring of everyone's accounts and when they're scoring their points and when they're playing their rounds and all of this stuff that, you know, it's just not going on anywhere else. But it's a different level. And most people don't care. And therefore, most people won't necessarily know about these amazing players that aren't putting content out because they're not really seeking out that information to want to know that level of detail about that realm that they're not really that bothered about. So
there is one, the guy that has the most gold banners of everyone. You know that who that is, right?
No.
Joni.
Still?
Yeah, he has 15 gold banners on his main. I have 12. Neo has 12. Obviously, if you count accounts together, that's different. But if we count main accounts, and obviously for players like Daniel that didn't play Master until not recently, but you know, he didn't start with the first Master tournament, otherwise he would be there, obviously.
Yeah.
And that's so for many others. But if we're talking as the start, then Joni is still the one that has the most gold banner. He leads by 3. That's actually, it's pretty interesting to say that number because he hasn't been playing his top game lately.
I beat him in the last tournament, and I was like, "Wow!" I just it was in the opening round actually. I didn't beat him. I don't know if I beat him in the tournament, but in the opening round, I was 2 shots better than him, and I was like, "Wow, okay."
Yeah, he was. What can I say? He was back then like. As it is now, if once again, now I'm taking Daniel as a big example here, but if you got Joni in your bracket, if we take 1 year ago for an example, you could, okay, bye gold. It was basically on that level. He found something that the others didn't have. He found something before. Now obviously the player has been getting better, but there was no doubt that who was the guy back then. I think he came 4th actually. I saw him a screenshot of a bracket of him. I think he came 4th with a -31. That's hard as well with a 31 not getting a banner, honestly. So we're gonna roll on to, like, I want to know, Ian, you know, I think I've asked you before, but I'm getting old, or not, but like kind of old or something. How come you started streaming?
Well, because I had some garden leave. So because I was moving from one business to a competitor business, then they don't let you work your notice period. So you just get paid at home. So you have a month off basically, which is quite common in commercial roles. And so I had this 4 weeks, and I thought for a long time I'd be all right at that. And then the first week went by. And then the second week, I thought, now's the time. I should start a little channel. And then I think it was probably the end of that week. And then I realized as well that you weren't able to stream anyway because they needed to approve you, and there was a process that was going to take a few.
Yeah.
And I didn't understand anything, and I had no computer and no tech, and I'm like totally idiotic about everything like technical. So I just downloaded like an app, like a DU or AZ screen recorder, whatever it was, and then I uploaded some qualifying rounds to the channel, and then by the end of the week, having uploaded a few videos on the first few days, I was able to stream, and I really enjoyed it, and I did enjoy it, and then I carried on, just thinking this will be nice, and I had some friends that were regularly visiting, and that was nice. And like I say, early days, it was like between 10 and 20 people, and it was a nice time. There's, you know, really engaging. That's the thing that's kind of lost a little bit. You know, I mean, look what we got now, 284 people to look at the chat, to engage individually with every single person, answer every question. It's impossible. So all you need to bank on is the fact now that people are there having a nice time chatting amongst themselves, because it is impossible when, you know, it's a brand new wall of chat every time you take a shot or every time you do anything. But the whole channel's evolved, and the people, you know, I've still got some of the people that were there at the very start, and they're the people that you'll find at every single stream. You know, we've touched on the community already, and now, because the streaming community is something altogether different, now people are literally going live with their first streams, and they might already have 50 subscribers, and their first stream has 30 people before they push go live, and it's incredible. The support and the willingness for everyone to get together and hang out and be there for each other, it's incredible. And it is very different, even in the time I've been streaming, how things have developed. And there's just this alliance with streamers that is making something magical happen right now. So I'm really enjoying it, and long may it continue. It's very enjoyable.
Yeah, glad to hear. And yeah, I don't know what to say. I think it's a very, very good answer once again. Yeah, if you are a person or a player that think that you think that you want to start streaming, like, shoot me a message, shoot Ian a message, shoot anyone else that is streaming a message. If you don't
And
know.
don't delay either. Don't delay. If you're thinking these thoughts about wanting to put content out or start a stream, do it and see how much you enjoy it. Because if it's bad or you don't like it, then you just don't do another one, or you do a short stream and you know, you can say you tried it and you didn't like it. But if you're thinking that you might enjoy it, you probably will. So get all your peeps together and say, I'm going to do one, I want you there, and they'll be there, and you'll have a right old good time together.
Yeah, I wouldn't probably be streaming that much if it wouldn't be for, you know, or like playing that much, I would say. Sure, I play, you know, try to make guides and stuff, but streaming makes the game more fun, in my opinion. It gets a little bit different, you know, you're able to help, but also in that little pressure, you know, we all know as a streamer, you know, the absolute massive, the heart pumping when we drop that nice little alba from distance and everyone is sharing in chat. And obviously the hard part with it is when we don't play bad, because everyone is knowing that directly after, and you need to be able to handle that. But I remember from the time, to just give a little friendly advice for people that might think that, oh, I don't want to stream because I'm gonna play bad. I thought that in the start when I was playing, that I was so terrified of doing bad, like not doing well, that I was just choking big time. I couldn't hit perfect, you know, I was so nervous because I didn't do well. But the thing that I noticed was that it didn't really matter, you know. It
Yes.
doesn't really matter who else would sit there stream in front of people and do as well as you do, even if you might not play in your best game. Like, so try it out, you know. It's just awesome. Like, I think you kind of mentioned that, Ian, with the, like, with streaming, what was fun. But do you think that, how should I say this question? Like, do you see yourself streaming or making content 2 years from now?
That is interesting, because I can't imagine this game will be going in the same way that it is now in 2 years. Even 2 years on from, or 2.5 years on, it's you wonder what else they can do to keep it fresh. And obviously, if there was a Golf Clash 2, then I would say probably yes, because you'd imagine that would run as long.
Yeah.
But there'd need to be something that I really enjoy. If Golf Clash stopped today, it's not like I would be looking for another game in order to carry on streaming. I would need to find another game that I love and then want to stream that game. But I do enjoy it. But yeah, you can't imagine Golf Clash as it is now with being there in 2 years, can you?
Nah, no. It's I obviously have some thoughts and ideas that I hope is going to be implemented, and that's kind of like was my next question. Obviously, like, what do you think the game needs that it doesn't have today? Like, we all know, as everyone knows in chat as well, we have the tournament every other week. That we know.
Yeah, and I love that. I
Yeah.
love I would not change that at all. I think it's a fantastic format that works brilliantly well. And starting as well, meaning, that you get your grind weeks as 2 and 4, which is really, really good, because you might need to put a bit of extra effort in at the end. So everything's working nicely. But the simple things that I think would improve the game would just be to rotate the tours more. And maybe every season replace one tour in every single level, replace one course in every single tour, sorry, because it's stale, and every blade of grass, and it's not right, because it makes it so hard for people to learn as well, because you come up against someone who knows everything about the course in every wind with all their clubs, and it's a done deal off the drive. And that's why I think tour play's a bit naff, because it's just so samey. And unless you're progressing through the tours, that will obviously keep it interesting. But when you're in 9, 10, 11, 12, maybe some people in 9 are ploughing through and getting on, but some people have probably been in 9 for 6 months. So you need to make it better for those people, definitely. And tournaments, I would either find a way that they could move the pin or change the wind on a daily basis, still make it consistent or within the variability parameters that they've already laid out. But whatever they do, just do something. Do something. Because you can always change it back if it doesn't work.
Yeah, that's kind of, it's interesting that you mentioned that with tours. I think there is a lot of players that can, feel themselves in that situation where, being at Tour 10 for a year or Tour 9 for 6 months, as you say. And there is something that is, a very big thing for a lot of people. I see that post day after day after day, and that is about the club cards. Like, I know I took that up yesterday. But I would love to hear that response, not maybe exactly the same way, but like, what do you have an idea on what to do, or if you don't think anything should do, why is that?
I don't think it's a problem. And so when people say about the problem with the club cards, to me it isn't a problem unless you're making it a problem, because in my eyes the game was, here are 7 drivers, 7 woods, 7 blah. Right, here's your clubs. And if you have a blue club, then you're going to need this many cards to get it to the top level. And if you've got a orange club, it's this many, and a pink club, it's this many. Where does it say anywhere, and we're going to give you some kind of credits when you have more than that many? And what would that credit mean without benefiting someone in an unfair way with something that they haven't earned? And the only way to earn money and the only way to earn club cards is to play the game. So when people say you should be able to gift money or gift club cards or gift balls that haven't been earned, you're just giving someone an unfair advantage because they know someone who's good at the game, which I think is totally unfair. So in order to keep things equitable, then you just say this is the top level. And I think the only way to introduce new clubs and start everything afresh would be to create Golf Clash 2. And that must have been in their thinking before they launched Tour 12. It must have been, because that would have been a perfect end, just and then onto the new. But they tried to revamp the game, clans and Tour 12 within the existing structure, but that didn't allow for the fact that because tournaments had already been going for so long, most people at the top end already have like a totally maxed bag. Well, that isn't something that most people have to worry about, because they haven't got maxed epics, because they haven't been winning Masters and Expert tournaments, but plenty of people do. That doesn't necessarily mean I think there's a problem with club cards, or that I should be able to give someone an advantage by sharing with them my spare APOC cards that I've got no use for.
Don't you like when you say Golf Clash 2? Just so I understand and think the chat understands as well. Do you think that like if they would create a Golf Clash 2 or like when they created Tour 12, do you think that they should just like as a new game everyone start at zero, or that you should like it would be a kind of maybe a different type of game feature and that you take your account over there but in a different way, or like how do you see that transition if so going to be?
Well, it's a business, isn't it?
Mm.
So I can't imagine anything transitioning. If I'm playing FIFA 15 and I want FIFA 16, I go and buy it.
Yeah, true.
And anything that I bought in FIFA 15, I don't take with me. It's gone. That's FIFA 15. That was that period of time, and now it's the new period of time. And I think it's quite generous that they haven't like made everyone do this already, and you know, all that investment just start again. But I don't know. Like I say, I'm not a gamer, so it's not like I'm familiar with what happens in this scenario or anything.
It's an interesting thought, but the only thing I can say, don't touch my apocalypse, okay? Like, no, it's an interesting thought. There was people actually talking in the community thinking there would be a Golf Clash 2 when Golf Clash started to hint with, you know, the update that we're gonna do, but yeah. When we got new tours and clans, I remember when I guessed about the clan symbols, I thought there were new tours, and that wasn't right. But no, it's going to be what do you see as the next thing to be entering in Golf Clash, or do you think that this is it that we're having now?
Well, I can't imagine there's going to be a Tour 13 because there's just not enough players at the top. So I think 12 tours is all there is. But if they just a little refresher would keep everything interesting, because it's nice to have things to learn, and when they drop a new course in, then that's a nice thing to have to learn. And for the whingy people that love to whinge, losing something they love and getting something they don't love, they get to whinge. So everybody's happy. It's just the perfect solution. But as to what they're going to do with a revamp, couldn't tell you. You can't try and second guess Playdemic, I don't think.
True. No, that's true. I think they already have a plan. And I kind of go back a year, like a week from now forward, and then go 1 year back, like the 1st of October we got the new release of like we got the Tour 12, we got clans. So I have the hopes for seeing something, it doesn't have to be anything big, but something now around fall before Christmas is starting. But I also want to open that up to you guys in chat. Like, what is it that you want to see? Have in mind that these messages that you write in chat, people can watch and read afterwards. So if there is anyone from Playdemic watching, or maybe someone else, that please do not hesitate to message in chat what you think. Obviously, everyone can't get an Apocalypse level 7 by doing this with your finger, but at least if you have a smart and a bright idea, it's better to say so and just to keep quiet and in my opinion.
Some people actually use their thumbs.
Yeah.
And can I just say, Keith just made a very good point in there about the time taken to match up in Masters. It's so unappealing, and they must know how unappealing it is, and yet the rules that they've put in place are still the way they are, and they engage with the community, and yet they don't always listen about these frustrations, genuine frustrations, and fixes for them that would mean nothing. If you matched up with a replay in 10 seconds or 5 seconds, instead of spinning for 2 minutes and then being told no opponents, and then spinning for 2 minutes and being told no opponents, when there's replays there, it doesn't make sense. And yet they know it doesn't make sense. And it's one of those annoying quirks that they don't fix. And, that kind of thing. And also, we spoke last night about having one server. If you're in Masters, then it doesn't matter where in the world you are, you should be able to match up with everyone, because there's so few players. If you have 17 brackets, 1,700 players, they should because they've got so long to play the game, a 48-hour period to play 18 holes. We have to be in the same pot. Otherwise, it's just a total waste of time. And they need to make it more appealing, because the more brackets in Masters there are, then the more likely that you're going to get different winners, different people rising up, more development of the game, more understanding, and then more people and more. And that's how it grows. But at the moment, it's just a hardcore, like, people with not a lot to lose that are willing to try it. And Board PC Guy, one of the streamers in the chat here, he did his first Masters stream this week. Never played Masters before. He's got 100 million coins, and yet he's doing it just for a look. And it's so rare. You just don't hear about people doing that. And he enjoyed it and he loved it. And he knew, he wasn't expecting anything of himself, but he just wanted to try it. And his final thought on it was, it's just going to be a little tour 10 session to get this money back that I've lost. He didn't. That was it. It was just a case of like pushing yourself to try something, but there's not enough of it. And I think the reason is because there's so many unappealing factors that mean that people don't just want to give it a go.
I couldn't agree with you more. I know I mentioned that every time there's a tournament because people bring it up, like people need to stop playing in expert, they should play master. People need to stop playing pro, they should be playing expert. And obviously the big part, people shouldn't be playing in rookie when they should be playing in pro or expert or the master. But I get that point, and we need to get that thing that you say as well. Like the reason people are playing an expert is time first, and like a big thing. I know that myself, playing an expert round in 1 hour and 15 minutes, and you play a master round in 1 hour 45 minutes when takes so much more time, and
yes.
Even then you don't play the replay. But also the prices, in my opinion, in the tournaments, like if a new player going from like even if you have one expert several times, like where there is multiple people that has done, going up to master, you most likely won't win in master in a while because you need time. But then getting 10th, 15th, 20th and still not getting more reward than you get from getting a top 10 in expert or like a top 3 in expert, that I think it's a big thing, to be honest, as well, for many, especially those that are on the edge, or like club wise and everything, coin wise, they should be playing master maybe, but yeah. I think so as well. So
with balls as well, isn't it? I'd say more than clubs, the ball inventory is more important in Masters than having the difference between a Cat 6 and 7 or an APOC 6 and 7. Cat 6 and APOC 6, they're perfect clubs. They're just beautiful. But if you don't have a big sack of win balls, you're going to suffer on the par 3s or some par 4s even. And, also the point you're making about what's in the chests, a lot of people, the only glimpse they get of what you get when you win something is when you watch your chest opening, or Daniel MacArthur's chest opening, or Austin Beck's chest opening, or Anas. The people that are winning, the content creators that are winning, Skylar. I don't know if he does a chest opening, in fact.
I don't know either.
But so, and then when they go in there, let's say Monday, this week, yesterday, and they went and watched your chest opening and Daniel's chest openings, and between all of those accounts, you got nothing.
Yeah.
Got nothing of value, with 2 gold masters, a silver, a bronze, loads of top stuff that people would give their right arm for. You get nothing, and how's that a good advert as well?
That is, I remember from the time where I was sitting on a 4 or a 5, I think, and
I remember.
Yeah, and it came to the point where it was like that. What was the point? I was winning tournaments, like master tournaments, and then obviously all of a sudden it felt like, okay, now it's your turn, Tommy, and I got like 250 a poke and 300 cat cards in the same chest, and then then you're happy. But no, I think there, if you win a tournament, you should be guaranteed in expert or in master, you should be guaranteed some sort of a, like, either a poke, cat, Spitfire, B52, somewhere of those key clubs, because if you win, that should really mean a little bit more than it. I think for those, I think it hurts the most. It's those that win an expert, they get junglist, they get whatever cards, and then a guy in 25th place gets 30 Apoc cards. It's like that's, oh my god, it's such a slap in the face.
In fact, one time Golf Clash Lordy, another great streamer, content provider, and I think I was winning the bracket, and then he jumped ahead and pipped me, and he was like, "Oh, well done on your gold." And then my second place chest was really nice, and his first place chest was wretched. And it's like, this is hilarious because it's just the way it goes. And you probably had 10 bad ones before you get the good one anyway. But
yeah.
It's not right, is it, really?
No, it isn't, and obviously it's like something that I don't think that could be ever fair for everyone, but I think going in the step towards that direction and really like it's the same way, you know, as now when we're talking about prices, when we're talking about Champions 100 for an example, like getting, you know, that I hope we will see a change, because it does not make sense for players spending hundreds and hundreds of balls to win 25 Centurions. The ball is magical. The Centurion is at least the one that I use the most in tournaments and such. But in the end, you know, you cannot really value 300 Kingmakers in one hand and then have the same for 25 Centurions on the other hand, in my opinion. Like, no. If we want people to grind, then we need to get them balls to grind as well. Like, but you know, that's a different story. I hope that's gonna be. I don't think that the game makers were expecting that amount of grind that is in the need today to just stay in Champions 100. So it's just insane. But my friends, in the we're gonna do the final thing here for the stream, and that's gonna be that I'm going to ask Ian some, I don't know what it's called really. I'm gonna give him 5 questions, I would say. I'm gonna give him 2 alternatives, and this is gonna be fun. Especially the last question is gonna be fun, really fun. And I'm gonna want, like, between you and me, Ian, now, you know, you can take a little time, but like, try to get some quick answers. You know, it's funny when you don't have to think about it. It's gonna be so, and I'm gonna try to do this every time we have this. And to just say that now, I hope everyone has enjoying this today. It's a little bit.
Thank you so much. It's been amazing.
I'm glad to hear that. And you know, we have been having, you know, 300 plus people on YouTube all the time. That's amazing. I didn't know what people would say about this, but this is something that I'm going to try to host future as well. And if you have a favorite content creator or a streamer or another person in the community, do not hesitate to message me or tell that person to reach out to me, or to email, you know, tommylofberg@gmail.com, or go to the website golfclashtommy.com to then send in a contact form, and then we'll get from there. I would love, you know, for me it doesn't matter if you have 2 million subscribers, or you have 5 subscribers, or you have none. You know, I would love to do this more often. I think it's awesome to see a different point of view than just my own here on the channel, and okay. We're gonna do here. So we're gonna start with the first one, Ian, and I'm looking here at the side because I have it written here on the side. So, okay, the first one, junglist or down in 1?
Down in 1.
But why? You need to give me why on that one. Sorry.
Come on now. I like a dunk. And you know, especially if you're playing friendlies and the wind is tiny, stick it in the hole, hit perfect. You don't even need to hit perfect. It's a beast of a club.
Mm. Okay, beast of a club.
That's John Ritchie, he'll tell you.
Yeah, John. Yeah, I guess he was the only one that. No, I'm not gonna go that route. I love you, John. No, it's.
And I want just to add as well that the only reason I use the Falcon 7 is because of John, and I had it in my bag for months, or it was there, and I didn't even use it. And then he said, "Give it a go. It's a brilliant club." And now I can't get enough of it, and I'm waiting for a level 7 on my main as well. Such a beast of a club. Love it.
Yeah. I'm not gonna change from my baby Thorn, but yeah, that's it's as I said. You know, if I'm gonna marry anyone else than Jennifer, it's gonna be the Thorn. So it is. Okay, football or soccer?
When you say football, do you mean American football?
I don't know. It's just the words, basically. Football or soccer?
I say football for English football.
Good, good,
Yeah.
exactly. Because soccer we
good.
don't say.
Okay.
Yeah. It's like,
Good.
sorry, that was it's like, okay. Early morning or late night stream?
Early morning for me.
Ooh, that you don't really seem to stream that early, but you work
No,
obviously. But
because I need to wait
yeah.
for Lady Kim to retire many times, which means that that I stream late, just because you know how difficult it is to marry the streaming and the real life. Real life's obviously first, and so you know I'm not gonna kick Lady Kim out too often. She's
Oh,
put up
true.
enough with it already, and yeah, so I like to go early, especially on the weekend.
Mm. If we take Apocalypse or the Thor's hammer,
Thor's hammer.
what? Like,
Thor's hammer.
okay, okay.
You, Beauty. So basically, my setup during Tour 11 was I had a Thor's Hammer 6, which I preferred ahead of the APOC 6. And I would use the APOC 6 if I needed to have the power or the curl. So I'd say 70% of the time I'd be using the Thors and 30% I'd be using the APOC. When I got the APOC 7, then I didn't use the Thors at all. But today, I got the Thors 7, and I'm expecting that to be used at every chance off the tee.
Ooh, okay, interesting. Actually, I know there would be a lot saying no, the Thor's hammer, but you know, you have a good point. It is a beast of a club. I want to say, Jetty G-Man, thank you so much for the donation earlier, and Gabriel C, thank you so much for the donation as well. Much appreciated, both of you. Give Jetty and Gabriel some boom and some love in the chat. And now the boom was just on your head, Ian. I'm sorry that I burned your face a little bit. That's cool. Oh, okay. We're gonna have the final one of the 5 quickies. Maybe that's what I made up name now. So, a nude from me or from Jesse both.
Oh, I think we'll go with Jesse because it's slightly less weird than talking to him right now.
and I love that you know, you had to really just try to picture him, you know, as well. And I guess that's gonna put some pictures in your guys' head in chat as well. But I'm gonna note that down. That seems to be a question I'm gonna have on every stream until I get my name to be called out, you know, to be the one. And yeah, okay.
Like someone who's ready for that level of orcs, because I'm not.
Yeah, it's I know Jennifer is gonna have some questions for me why I asked that question, but yeah. Ian, do you have anything you want to say to the stream here, to the chat before?
I just want to thank you all. Yeah, thank you personally, Tommy, for having me on for this first feature. It's been absolutely brilliant, and thoroughly enjoyed it. But to everyone here, I appreciate all of your support. I'm glad you've had a nice time this evening. Thank you for your questions, and thank you for coming out, and look forward to seeing you on all the stuff that's coming up in the next week. But love you all, appreciate you all. Thank you all so much.
That's
Had a great time.
glad to hear, and I say once again, I hope you all in chat had a lovely time as well. I had a blast. Thank you so much to you, Ian. Thank you so much to everyone in chat, to my moderators keeping control of the chat, because the chat has been going pretty wild, I would say, and that's strange for being a Tuesday. I'm gonna get back and see who we're gonna have as a guest for the next one. But first, we're gonna have a tournament. I don't remember what it's called now. City Street? No, Street Light? No, I don't even know. Street something. Yeah, I don't know. It's gonna be a full 9 of the Milano. Long time ago, we actually had these courses, so it's gonna be interesting. We have one of my least favorite courses on hole 9, where we cannot reach the green in 2. That one is crap, but other than that, it's gonna be super interesting. So before you go, do not forget to hit thumbs up on the stream. Also hit the subscribe button here. We're closing in to 5100 which is in itself all insane. If you do want to get the text guide for the tournament or a personalized text guide training session, you subscribe to Patreon. You can find all the Golf Clash content on golfclashtommy.com. But the final thing is, do not forget to go into Ian Ballinger on YouTube and hit that subscribe button and share some love there. I don't know if you, I hope you can get up to 2K soon, Ian. You're close to it, right?
Yeah, I think